Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's Google Hangout. I am Veena Khanke, the Director of Grants and Partnerships at Dining for Women. Today, I have a guest who is joining us from Washington, D.C. We have Concepcion Gaxiola, who is the Executive Director of Age Africa. Hi, Concepcion. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hello, Veena, and hello, Dining for Women members.
Oh, great. Welcome. We also have Amy Moore, who is sitting right beside me and is our technical support for Dining for Women. So, Concepcion, why don't you go ahead and share your screen and your presentation with us?
Fantastic. Again, thank you very much, Dining for Women members and Veena, for this wonderful opportunity to be able to share and highlight Age Africa's work. We are an organization that was started in 2005 out of the need of being able to place 6 girls into school. So we start off as a scholarship fund, and to be able to provide that same equality and that same level playing field as the boys and the girls communities have as well. So from that, we grew from where we are today, which we support 2,100 school girls in the southeast region of Malawi. And we are at 24 schools, so we're able to work within different parts of the community to be able to help girls stay in school, reduce the chances of marriage and pregnancy at an early age that are barriers to why girls drop out of school by implementing our life skills programming, which we call chats. It's creating healthy approaches to success. And from within that program, we're able to provide young women with the tools that they will need to be not only be successful in school, but to be able to take the skill set that they learn and take that on to post-secondary education, should they choose to go there, or being able to take that, the skills that they learn to a technical training school, or to be able to start a small business. Why girls' education and why in Malawi? So the girls in Malawi experience a very low attrition rate into going to school. Only 6% of the girls in Malawi, or women in Malawi now, have a high school diploma, and less than 1% of women graduate from the university level. We do know that girls with secondary schooling are 6 times less likely to become child brides, and that really holds true to us for the impeccable record that we've showed as of late to be able to maintain girls to stay in school. The level of infant mortality is also reduced when you do educate a girl, and it also increases the GDP of the country. What we've been finding in different research lately is that as a society is educated, the economic status of the country is elevated. So by bringing girls along to school, you're also bringing on the next workforce that'll be able to help with the infrastructure and create the next generation of leaders. Again, as I mentioned earlier, we are in southern part of Malawi, as you can see on the screen here. We're down to the southern eastern region of the country. We are, again, in 24 schools, but the girls that we work with, in that particular area, 54% of the children there actually are married before the age of 18. In the rural areas, that number is much higher. We also experience girls that are they're the ones that are under enrolled 2-to-1 compared to the boys in secondary school, and the dropout rate exceeds 50%. The typical portrait of an Age Africa student is a girl that is the first in her family to attend high school. She is also the first woman in her family to finish high school. And then she also walks about 10 miles a day, just one way to go to school. So that round trip is about 20 miles to get an education. About almost half of the girls that we serve are single or double orphans. And about 80% of the girls, because of their situation, go to bed hungry. The typical Age Africa girl, because of the regions that we work in, come from families that are 100% rural subsistence farmers. So they are communities that do have land, but as we all know, it's depending on the work that is invested in the land and the people that are capable of taking care of it. Through Age Africa and what Dining for Women will be supporting through this particular grant is our Chats Girls Club program, which is part of our multi-pronged program approach, as listed here in this slide. We do have a multi-package that includes a comprehensive scholarship program for girls, in which we provide tuition cost directly to the school, as well as school supplies, a bicycle for transportation, and any other needs that the girls will need in order for them to get to school. As part of our Girls Chats program, we do provide the girls again with a career guidance program, leadership development, sexual and reproductive health. Those are actually really big key components in our program because there are indicators that we target in order to keep the girls in school, as well as teaching them about self-advocacy and entrepreneurship skills. The transition into university is what our role is there is that once the girls graduate from school and they do qualify for a spot at the University of Malawi or a technical school, we help them with what we call the loan scheme, which is government grants for the girls to be able to pay for their tuition, as well as any scholarship applications that we may have. The picture that you're seeing here on your right is a group of our Age Africa alumni from our Chats program. These girls participated in our pilot entrepreneurship skills development, in which the girls were taught how to install solar panels. So the girls here are on top of a roof, and they are installing a solar panel in a local business. Now, that particular solar panel not only provides light to that establishment, but also provides light to the rest of the community. And in some cases, some of the homes where these girls have installed solar panels, the people have used that light and that electricity to start their own small businesses, like charging cell phones or being able to, in some cases, when somebody has like a Kindle or some type of iPad, they're able to charge that equipment as well. In the 12 years that Age Africa has been in existence, we've been able to help 2,100 girls. 99% of our girls the last 5 years have finished and completed secondary school, again, compared to the national rate of 6% of girls nationwide. They've delayed marriage in our program. 99% of the girls will go on to graduate from high school and go on to post-secondary transition jobs or universities, but they do delay marriage and pregnancy even well beyond that post-secondary period that we call a transitionary period. And 40% of the girls in our program do go on to continue for higher education. The girl that we have featured here on our left is Ida Savala, and Ida is the first graduate that Age Africa had from the University of Malawi. So we're very proud to showcase and highlight her work. Again, this is just a little snapshot of what Age Africa does and what we provide. We provide girls with the opportunity to be able to take the skill sets that we teach them with leadership development and being able to make career decisions for themselves and to be able to speak up for themselves into not just safe spaces like school, but to be able to take those out to the community. So I'm excited to be able to answer any questions that you may have and give you a broader insight into what it is that we do at Age Africa and how we celebrate our successes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Concepcion, for that presentation. While we wait for you to come back on screen, I will try and present a question to you. There you are. So, Concepcion, can you give us a little bit more information about the background of these girls, their families,
Absolutely. So the girls, they live in very rural communities, which families typically run from about 8 to 10 people in a single room home. In some cases, these homes don't have the 4 walls that you would expect. Some of them live in mud huts. And so they do stay within one local region. Most of the girls that we work with are orphans. So a lot of the responsibility to take care for the younger siblings falls on the girls as the mothers go out and seek work. We also, and then when there are a 2-parent household, there's the favoritism that goes towards the boys in being able to send them to school, which is pretty typical of where we are. But the average family in the communities that we live in live on less than $1 a day to be able to support the average of 10 people in a household. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. In your presentation, you did mention HIV/AIDS. Can you give us all a somewhat kind of a background of Malawi and Malawi's response to HIV/AIDS?
Absolutely. So there are programs that are available to educate individuals on preventing HIV and AIDS. We have that component built into our CHATS program as well, where the girls are taught about how to use reproductive or excuse me, how to use condoms and what other forms of protection that they can use. But unfortunately, it's not available for everybody. And what I mean is that individuals don't really go to seek out that knowledge. And so therefore, if there isn't an NGO or a government official running through your village to educate you, the knowledge just isn't there. So, people have unprotected sex. There are initiation ceremonies that are considered to be cultural norms where these girls are, subject to tradition and ritual where they have unprotected sex. And unfortunately, a lot of those people are already infected before the girls see them.
Mm-hmm. So, Concepcion, one thing I wanted to draw the attention of our Dining for Women members to the projects that we have funded in 2017 is that we have funded several projects in different parts of the world. And what is really interesting is some themes that keep reoccurring for us again and again. We have the Kenya Self-Help Project from Kenya. We have the Sahar Project from Afghanistan. We have the Safe Hands for Girls in the Gambia. And then we have Age Africa. And the consistent theme seems to be when we can get the girls to stay in school, whether it's menstrual hygiene products or whether it's scholarships, or it's encouraging them to first stay in school, that's one battle won. The second battle is not just schooling and sitting in the classroom, like you said, but it is like giving girls a voice, giving them a sense of agency, allowing them the role playing, allowing them to learn about leadership. And then something really interesting that you said that also showed up in our Sahar program in Afghanistan is exposing these girls to female role models. I mean, you think it's such a small little thing, but it's like just seeing somebody having achieved something within your own community is such a huge confidence booster. So why don't you tell us how this all plays out even for Age Africa?
Yes, absolutely. So within our program, we do have the leadership component. And what we found is that through a guest speaker series, as we like to call it, we seek out individuals, women that come from the same type of background as the girls that we serve. So they're able to go into our weekly program once a month and really talk to the girls and mentor them about the opportunities that lie ahead outside of the walls that they are or the villages. They're able to let them give them guidance on, simple things like how to small business and how to be able to, if your business fails, like how you can continue to go on to the next project because there's an opportunity in every piece of your community. We bring in lawyers, we bring in doctors, we bring in nurses, we bring in teachers, and we bring police women. A lot of the time, the girls that we serve have never seen a woman outside of the kitchen, outside of the farm, or the girls don't leave the village, so they don't know that these people actually exist. So there's this excitement that happens not just within the school, but also within the community, that somebody like them, and there is hope, and there is somebody that can guide them and walk them through this process of life. But what's exciting about it is that they get to come back and they get to share with the rest of the girls and continue to create this cycle of women in positions that can continue to affect the entire community and the nation.
Mm-hmm. So Concepcion, thank you so much for bringing these wonderful stories from Malawi to us. Thank you for building hope among these young girls in Malawi. And we at Dining for Women wish you the absolute very best in your project. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you, everybody. My contact information is available. Happy to answer any further questions you may have.